In our previous episode, we discussed the choice of receiving $10,000 today or $11,000 a year from now. And in that scenario, waiting to receive the money earns you $1,000, which in time value of money terms we call interest, the compensation you earn for delaying receipt of the money. And this concept also works in reverse. When we borrow money upfront and are required to pay it back in the future, we'll have to pay for those funds. The lender will charge interest. So if we borrow $10,000 today, and in a year we'll have to pay back $11,000, we're receiving a $10,000 loan and paying $1,000 in interest. So whether you're paying or earning it, interest is the cost or benefit of money over time. And on the surface, interest is a straightforward concept to understand. Interest rates are all over the place, and most of us have interacted with them at one time or another. You'll pay interest on your mortgage, car loans, or business loans, or you'll earn interest from your savings account, certificates of deposit, bonds you purchase, etc. But there is a catch. All of these interest rates have a hidden complexity. And as we'll see in a minute, a quoted interest rate of 10% may not always mean exactly the same thing. So let's begin our discussion with the simplest case, aptly named simple interest. Simple interest means that interest is calculated on the principal portion only. So the formula to calculate interest is very simple. The interest we earn is equal to the principal multiplied by the interest rate per period multiplied by the number of periods. So if we have a $10,000 principal invested in a 3-year instrument that earns 10% annual simple interest, we'll earn $3,000 total, calculated as $10,000 multiplied by 10% multiplied by 3 years. Now, simple interest does appear in practice in some short-term instruments, but in most situations, you'll encounter day-to-day in both personal and corporate finance, interest compounds. And compounding introduces a layer of complexity that's worth understanding in detail. So compound interest means future interest is calculated on both the principal and the past interest earned. So back to our example of a $10,000 principal invested in a 3-year instrument that earns 10% interest, but this time compounded annually. In that case, the first year we would earn the same $1,000 in interest as the simple interest example. But the second year, we would earn 10% interest on $11,000, the original $10,000 principal plus the $1,000 in interest earned during the first year, meaning our year 2 interest will total $1,100. And if we repeat the process in year 3, our interest will be $1,210. So the total interest we'll earn over the 3 years is $3,310. In this case, because the interest compounded each year, the amount of interest we earned increased by $310 as compared to 10% simple interest. That extra $310 comes from earning interest on prior interest. And this is the magic of compounding. While I don't think it's ever been verified that he actually said this, you'll often see a quote attributed to Albert Einstein in which he states that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And while that may be slightly overstated, compound interest is an extremely powerful concept in finance. Now, to add another small layer to this, there are many instruments that do not compound annually. Back to our example of a mortgage, we have to make monthly payments, and interest compounds monthly. Most bank accounts actually compound daily, meaning any interest you earn that day is immediately added to your balance when calculating future interest earned. And while this is great on instruments where we earn interest, it does add a complication to the presentation of interest rates. And this is because interest rates are nearly always presented as an annual rate. And when the compounding frequency is something other than annual compounding, we'll have two different potential rates to think about. One is the nominal annual interest rate, often marketed as an annual percentage rate, or APR, and another is the effective interest rate we actually earn or pay. To highlight this, let's look at an example where we invest $10,000 in an instrument that has an APR of 6% compounded monthly. The first month, we calculate interest as the $10,000 principal multiplied by 6% divided by 12, or 0.5%. We divide by 12 because this instrument compounds monthly, and there are 12 months in a year. So this results in $50 in interest the first month. But then, the second month we calculate our interest as $10,050 multiplied by 6% divided by 12, and we'll earn interest of $50.25 in month 2. If we continue this process for 12 months, we'll find that over the entire year, we earn $616.78 in interest, meaning our effective interest rate is 6.17%, which is greater than the APR of 6% because of the monthly compounding, which is great when it's interest we're earning. But the exact idea works in reverse as well. Mortgage rates are stated as nominal APRs, so I don't want to dampen your day, but if you have a 6% mortgage, in reality you're paying an effective interest rate to the bank of 6.17%. Now, because interest rates are often quoted as a nominal APR, there will be times we need to convert that to an effective interest rate, or vice versa. So the general formula to do so is the following. The annual effective interest rate equals 1 plus the nominal annual rate divided by the compounding periods per year raised to the power of the compounding periods per year minus 1. So if we look at our $10,000 investment earning an APR of 6% compounded monthly, instead of working through month by month, we could convert that 6% to the effective interest rate with this formula. And sure enough, we can see we'll earn effective annual interest of 6.17%. And it's always true that if interest is compounded more than once a year, the effective interest rate will be higher than the stated nominal APR. And that's everything we need to cover about interest rates. We looked at simple interest, which we'll rarely come across, and then focused our attention on compound interest, which in turn required us to clear up the presentation of nominal APRs and the effective interest rate. So now, how does this discussion fit into our overall focus on time value of money? Well, time value of money problems will almost always involve applying an interest rate to determine either the present value of cash flows in the future or the exact opposite, determining the future value of cash flows received between the present and that future date. So in the next episode, let's begin to look at present and future value.